Hey guys, Sam from the F1 Life here, and today we have a brand new and exclusive interview with 16-year-old Formula Renault driver Phil Hill. Phil is the latest up-and-coming racer after an astonishing year in ROK Cup Germany, in which he picked up 7 wins and 3 further podiums on his way to bring home the title. Let's see how things went when we got to sit down with the latest starter emerged from Germany. Right, welcome to Phil Hill, who's joining us for this very first of these brand new and exclusive interviews here on the F1 Live. Phil is going to be debuting in Formula Renault 2.0 NEC this year, which will also be his first year in cars, following his amazing, dominant 2017 ROK Cup Germany Championship win. So, Phil, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Phil Hill. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Germany, and this year is my first year in karting, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, great. So, if we start off the questions with who was it that got you involved in motorsport? Was it your parents, or did you have a role model growing up?
Um, it was mostly my dad. My dad always wanted to be a race driver, but
Mhm.
his parents didn't let him. So when he was old enough, he bought his own cars and did some Youngtimer Trophy on the Nordschleife.
Okay.
So and I saw some trophies, and I always wanted to go karting. So when I was old enough, we went there, and a trainer saw me. He saw I have talent, so he invited me for a weekly training. And from there on, I evolved and developed myself. And last year I won the ROK Cup German Championship
Yeah.
with 7 wins. So yeah,
So, how old were you when you started the karting then?
I think my when I was in the kart for the first time, I was 7.5 years old.
Okay, so you started off pretty early then, and then you've been
Yeah.
karting ever since. Okay, cool. You started your competitive career in karts, obviously. You were there for 7.5 years, but what was the most important thing you've learned during karting?
Always believe in yourself and don't give up.
That's a pretty important one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the most important thing.
Okay, so, but what kept you motivated? You've obviously been doing karts for a long time. What was the push that kept you going?
Uh, I always wanted to be the greatest and the fastest. Even if I had bad races, I just kept my head up and attacked in the second race. So I think if you want to be a real racing driver, you always have to motivate yourself and just believe in what you can do, and always have your big dream uh, in your sight.
So your big dream, your motivation has always been to be the best then, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. And as we said, this year is going to be your first year in Formula Renault 2.0. Obviously, there's plenty of amazing champions, including Jules Bianchi, Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, Valtteri Bottas, and Stoffel Van Dorn, all of which have made it to F1, and all have been very, very successful. Um, but what
Yeah,
do you
that's true.
reckon? Do you reckon you could add your name to this list of champions soon?
I hope so. I think it will be hard because I don't have much experience in car racing. Um, so the times are good. I drove in at the official test in Hockenheim a few weeks ago, but racing is always different. But I think my pace was good, and I learned a lot, and I think I will learn over the whole season. So maybe I can do it.
It would be great to see you do it, and especially from where you've come from, all your hard work. I'm sure we'll all be looking out for you and rooting for you. Obviously, the series is quite short and sweet, though. 6 race weekends, but all at extremely famous and historic tracks. But which one is the one you're most looking forward to?
Um, I would say Zandvoort because it's my maiden race in NEC, and it's a nice track. But I really look forward to every single track. They are all nice tracks,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think. But pool will be the best event because we are part of the Grand Prix of pool, and yeah, I think that will be really great.
Yeah, that should be an amazing weekend for the spectators as well as you. Such a great environment, and I'm sure that'll be great to be part of.
Yeah.
What targets have the team set for you? Have they been pushing you to get certain goals or?
Um. Well, for sure, they don't say do whatever you want to do. They want good results. I want good results. I think um, they don't have me to push because I want it by myself, uh, and that's the most important thing.
So they want you to be consistent and careful, but also get good results at the same time, I guess. Then.
Exactly.
The series is quite young, isn't it? The Formula Renault 2.0 NEC. If you were given the chance to change anything in the series, what would you change?
Um, well, first, I would say they have to be more competitors
Yeah.
and maybe 2 or 3 more race weekends. Because in karting, you usually have 5 race weekends, and every other series has 8 or 10 race weekends. So I would say 2 or 3 more race weekends, but try to keep the actual price for the series.
Yeah, so would you like to remind everyone what the actual price for the series is?
Uh, yeah, I can say it, but it's really high. It's 200,000 euros, but that includes everything.
So that would go towards your future in racing then, wouldn't it?
Sorry,
Would that
can you
go
repeat
towards
it?
would that go towards your future in racing or
Um, yeah, I think my future in racing will be good, but can't say where my future will be. So I have to look.
okay. Um Looking away from the track, how are you able to balance like racing and your social life and school? Surely it must be hard to find like an optimum balance between everything.
Yeah, that's really hard. I often miss school, and I often miss exams, and the teachers change then things for my exams. Um, yeah, it's hard because with all the workout to do and simulator training, um, but every racing driver had to go through it, so I must go through it too.
Good mindset to have. What do your friends think about this though? Your whole racing career. Are they impressed by
Um,
it or?
yeah, some think it's really cool. They are interested in it, uh, but their friends they are less interested.
I see. Um,
But
Sorry, you carry on.
yeah, they all support me a bit. So there's no one who says, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," or because it's too dangerous, you can't party with us.
Yeah. With the FIA pressing for tighter safety regulations, what are your views as a driver on devices such as the Halo and Aeroscreen?
Well, the aero screen looks better, but I think it's not as protective as the Halo. I think it's not the beautiest thing on the car.
No.
Um, but when I see the old F1 cars like from 2016 or 17, there's something missing because I've seen so many cars with the Halo.
So, would you be happy to drive with the Halo, or would you rather
Um,
not?
well, I haven't driven with one yet, so I would always say the thing in the middle uh, is annoying me, but as the drivers say, it's not annoying and you don't see it. So, well, on the new cars, on the new Formula Renault cars, there will be the halo. So I think I have to drive with it. But if it saves one life, it had been a good invention.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd get used to it as well. Anyway, let's move on to some of these questions from followers. We put up a post the other day asking for some involvement from our followers over on Instagram. We got a nice number of responses. I've chosen, I think, 5 of the best ones. But let's start with this one from F1 Images. Um, as Formula One history goes, every driver in the top flight with the surname Hill has become champion. Are you aware of this fact, and do you envisage yourself doing the same one day?
Or I hope so. It would be nice because there already was another Phil who was
Yeah,
world champion in 1961 with Ferrari. So if I could do that like 2020 or 2023, that would be really nice.
yeah. Maybe if you get with Ferrari one day, you can repeat history. I'm sure that'll be something
Yeah.
special. Um, this one is from at Unicycle. What are the best methods for learning a new track? Would you say sim racing or watching footage, maybe?
I do both. First, I watch some footage, and then I go over to the sim and just uh, first learn a track, and then do some setup work.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So how does the whole setup process work? Do you have to, is it trial and error or a bit of
uh,
knowledge?
no, not really. I have two good engineers, and if if the track changed, I say it to them, and they change the car. So in the next session, for example, I shouldn't have any more understeer.
Sounds good. This one is from the F1 esports champion Brendan Lee. He asks, what he would like to know which sim is your favorite to drive and the most accurate.
Which circuit?
Which simulator, sorry.
Which simulator? I would say iRacing because, in my opinion, it has the best physics, and they have the Formula Renault car. But at the moment, I drive pretty much Assetto Corsa
Uh huh.
because there's Po, and Po is a very tight and difficult track. So I would say Assetto Corsa and iRacing, but I also do some racing experience.
Oh yeah.
It's great. It's great when you drive with friends or so.
Nice. Following on to that one, we have a question from at Formula Grand Prix, who asks, "What is the biggest difference between arcade games like F1 2017 and the real life world?"
Well, F117 is a good game. It's fun to play, but I think it's if you jump into a real car, it's pretty much everything is different. Um, the physics are good in my opinion, but it's not the real, and it's hard to make the physics like in real. Um, and an F1 car is uh, really hard to drive.
Yeah.
So in F117, although everything is pretty simple, so it's a big difference.
Obviously, they've got to keep the game appealing to casual players as well, don't they? So they can't really make it as accurate as possible, but it's still good to see that
Yeah,
you find it somewhat accurate.
yeah.
This last question I've got from followers is from Maniac Joe. He asks, "How early do you focus on the next corners?" Apparently, Sebastian Vettel thinks about the next corners and the corners prior to the corner he's currently in. What is it like for you?
Um, yeah, it depends on if there's a long straight between. If there's a long straight, I relax a bit, but always stay focused and look to my braking point. But as Vettel in tight corners like chicanes, I always look to the next corner and focus on that. So the corner you're in is just you turn in, look to the next corner, and just concentrate on your throttle point. And yeah.
Nice. I think that's all the questions we've got there. Is there anything you'd like to add, or?
Yeah, sure. Go and follow the F1 Live on all the social media. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at philhill_official. On Twitter as well, that is at PC_hill22. Yeah, that's it.
Great. So, anyway, thank you, Phil, for spending this time with us, and thank you to the followers who have obviously sent in their questions. It'd be great to see more people sending their questions next time we do something like this. And we wish you, Phil, the best luck in the season to come, and I'm sure we'll see you again shortly, and hopefully on the top step in the future. So,
Yeah, thank you.
no worries, it'll be great to watch you in Formula Renault this year, and I'm sure you'll have a great time. Anyway, thank you for listening to this little conversation with Phil Hill, and yeah, hopefully you stick around for our next ones, and make sure to subscribe to the F1 Live, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.